Sitting room is this room in Luigi's Mansion right here. And normally you need a key from sealed room, which is the room across the hallway here that doesn't have an exit except for a mirror. You have to go all the way up to the attic and fall down in order to get the key from that room. And that takes quite a bit of time. And just last year, a method was found to be able to clip into this room. Note that this is a strat meant for advanced runs of Luigi's Mansion 100%, as it's not allowed in the no out of bounds categories. With typical skews in Luigi's Mansion, you want to make sure you're in sidestep. And another quick note for people learning this is meant to be done after Moonshot, as this is the most convenient timing during the run to perform the trick. Note that these purple mice, once moved, cannot be skewed on. They lose their hitbox for whatever reason, so you can simply ignore them. So upon exiting Astral Hall, switch to sidestep mode and lightly hold your vacuum, as to not immediately vacuum up the mouse. You want to pull them and drop them down on the ground so that they stand still like this mouse is now. And once you do, you want to line up right about here, and you want to quickly run in the mouse, but it has to be very specific. You have to let go as soon as you hit the mouse. Note that you want to be facing straight left when you perform this trick. So this is a skew that will work for this trick. Normally you'll have fire here, and you can hold it out like this to try and prevent these bowling ghosts from spawning. And if they do, you can simply burn them with the fire element. Note that if you move too soon when getting the skew initially, you may lose the skew even if you are in sidestep. Once you are down to this part of the hallway, switch to standard mode. Do not touch the regular control stick. If you move, you will actually completely lose your skew. It is important to only touch the C-stick when in standard. You want to line yourself straight up and down, and then once you're there, slightly to the left of that. So about, not there, about here. This is the angle you want. It's hard to really exactly say this is the angle. You're just gonna have to get a feel for it. Once you have this angle, switch back into sidestep mode and go into the bottom left corner and hold straight down on the control stick. While holding down on the control stick, pause the game. You're still holding down on the main control stick. Press D-pad left to hover over standard. And then you need to press A and X a frame apart. What this does is you resume the game, and then on the next frame you pull out the Game Boy Horror. And Luigi's position will snap upwards back into its normal position, allowing him to clip through this wall. Now face away and have the boot charge you. You are facing away from the candles, and you cannot pick up the fire. And that is ideal. And now you can enter Suppies with the water element that you now need in order to clear the room. Once you warp out of Suppies, using either the save warp or the mirror, depending on what happens, you will continue the Area 1 hallway by getting Neville Boo, Twins, and their Boo, Lydia and their Boo, or not Lydia and their Boo, but Lydia Boo, and Chauncey Boo, and simply warping out of Lydia's as intended in the normal route. Once you warp from Lydia's room after getting the Boo, this is when you will head to Projection Room in order to get the glove. Note that even though you're only going to be walking to Clairvoyance, it is still slightly faster to save warp, especially if you get the quick save warp with the glove. And then you do Clairvoyant and you proceed with the run as normal. Right as you were finishing Rooftop, you should hear the Boo re-enter the room like it just did. I'd honestly say it depends on where the Boo is. If the Boo is left side, go ahead and spawn him and you can employ that strategy. If the Boo is right side, wait until after you finish Rooftop. Then you will actually need to spawn this Boo on your way back into Armory. Then you proceed to clear Armory as normal. You do Jarvis, and whichever Boo you happen to get last is the Boo you save warp with. Then you proceed to do Pipe Room and Weston and his Boo, save warp. And then you perform Van Gore split as if you're doing a no out of bounds speedrun.